I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
In a world where cummies are too much
what?
funnies. I don't know, man.
Cummies are too much monies.
I'm checking right now to make sure we are live. I'm getting a network error on my end, so I'm assuming we're good. But
I see it. We're good.
We're good? Okay, so it's just me. Don't worry.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Blog post if you guys haven't already. And I think then we need to start. Go for it.
Cool. All right, let's do this. I'll start with 4 this time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hello, and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower every single week. It's going to be awesome today. Your bartenders for this evening are Anon Pencil.
Let's all max out our mics!
Enigmatic Otaku.
I don't think Mike can do that.
Flutter Priest.
Fries before guys, am I right, ladies?
We've got Milk here.
I'm really far away, I can't hear you guys.
And we've got Ravage with us.
Yes.
Yes. And I am turning the gain down on my mic. Today we are here for Loonycon, and with us we've got the special guest. We've got Loony.
Hello, I'm close to my mic, but not peeking.
Oh. For those of us who are just joining us for the first time, we are a user-submitted podcast where you request the guests, you submit the questions, and we just do our best to make them rage quit halfway through. So, that being said, am I forgetting anything else, guys, before then?
If you'd like to catch up on previous editions of the podcast, be sure to check us out on places like iTunes, Google Play Music, and of course, our YouTube, where you can find previous editions such as John Delancey, Andrea Libman, Bill Newton, and many more folks from the show. The lovely Anon Pencil is going to be watching the Twitch chat. Pencil, what are questions we don't ask our guest?
We do not ask our guest anything to do with religion or politics or personal info like their social security number, real name, or anything like that. You should know this at this point unless you're tuning in for the first time. If you're tuning in for the first time, good luck. We also have a drinking word. Flam, what's our drinking word today?
That's a good question.
Flam, it's turtle!
I'm sorry, it's what? You peaked.
Turtle, you fuck, it's turtle!
Turtle, yes. Turtle, it's turtle. The health bars are appearing now.
Yes.
The drinking word is turtle. So, that means every time you hear turtle, you take a swig of that drink. Please drink responsibly. Do not go to the hospital, please. Now, turning it over to the more initial questions here. Loony, who are you, and what have you done for this fandom?
I am a weirdo that decided to have a turtle as a mascot in a group of ponies. The reason I did that is because I didn't start with ponies, but it kind of just became the thing that I talk about on my YouTube channel. Over the years, I've got a sidekick. In the videos, it's the voice of Eric talking about things that he wants to talk about with his turtle sidekick Loony. Who chimes in and says, Eric, you're wrong about everything. Or he asks questions that might be on the audience's mind, and yeah. I've kind of been neglecting that as of late, and instead focusing on an online con called Loonycon. It's been great.
Awesome.
Sure seems to have been so far.
Yeah. This time around, we've expanded the scheduling and got more staff on hand, because last time I kind of did everything, which was a mistake.
You were the con.
Yes, I was the con. Putting together the schedule and the website and the social media.
Oh my God.
So Yeah. So I've definitely been able to kind of sit back a little bit more with this one, which has been nice.
I'll say, sheesh. And with that, what would you say was the thing? How did you get into the fandom?
Well, you see, my brother likes making artwork, and there was a period of time where he started drawing ponies. And it was kind of like that. I looked at that and I was like, "Wow, why?" But at the time, I was also binge watching Doctor Who, so I was just like, "Okay, I'll add My Little Pony to that. Maybe give it a couple of watches." And I watched the entire first season, and just kept watching after that.
So, like most of us, it was just on a whim by accident.
Yeah, yeah. I've always loved watching cartoons, so I mean, it was kind of just gonna happen eventually. As you can
Right.
tell by the Looney Tunes reference in my online name.
Definitely, definitely. Now, building off of that, it is time that we lay down the only political question that we will ever ask you ever. It is divisive. It has built up nations and torn empires down. Who is best pony?
Pinky.
Excellent choice.
Defend your wrong answer.
Well, you see, it all comes down to the person, and my personality aligns most perfectly with Pinky, because I go to cons and I sing for hours on end and lose my voice, which is something Pinky would probably do for the enjoyment of her friends.
Makes sense to me. Do you just also show up randomly at places where no one expects you?
Yes, actually, there's been a couple of cons where people have described me as being everywhere. Because I just go into a panel room, I disappear. I go into another panel room, disappear, and I just keep wandering throughout the cons.
Right. So, now, apparently there were a couple questions accidentally browsed over, so let me go back and hit those too. Your favorite part of the fandom, what would you say that is? Is it the online community, the fanfics, the cons, the music? What would that be for you?
I'd say it's their ability to work together and help each other. Like, the Brony fandom seems like the most trusting group that you can find, or that I've been able to find. It's the type of group where I wouldn't recommend it, but you could give someone your wallet randomly at a con and come back and you'd get it back. Again, don't recommend it, but they have that kind of atmosphere to them.
Are you saying we're Canadians?
Yes, very, very Canadian, and I'm surprised that I haven't gotten any maple syrup yet. Honestly, I'm disappointed.
We're going to talk later about your milk. That's all I'm going to say. We will get to it later, but we're going to talk about your milk, bud.
Yes. So I definitely agree with that, but one thing that's been on everyone's minds lately, of course, for the last year or so, or last however long, has been the show is done, it's over. Based on that, where do you feel we go from here?
Well, for my channel, it was never branded to be pony, so I have the ability to kind of delve into cartoons and other things. But for the Brony fandom as a whole, anywhere that we want, honestly. We've got other content that is supposed to be coming out, so see where the show goes, and then we can also kind of go our own ways, do our own fun things. With Ponyfest and the online conventions kind of sparking up, it doesn't seem like the Brony fandom is going anywhere anytime soon. So, yeah.
Makes sense to me. You think we'll be around forever like Teen Titans?
Could totally be around forever, yeah.
Yeah. God. The original content still popping up daily all over that, so I hope that's the case. I really do.
Yeah.
Now, with all the initial questions out of the way, we do have a couple questions from behind the counter.
From the chat.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. It's been a while. So
I know. I'm gonna help you. And by help, I mean scream at you and tell you why you suck.
Yes, as a,
You wanted this.
if you did it amicably, I would ask what was wrong.
That's
So-
fair.
Indeed. So from the chat, we've got Alex _. He asks a very, very pertinent question. How big is your turtle head?
Well, you see, turtles are usually relatively small, so I'd say somewhere around, pulls out ruler, 10.
10.
Give us a quantifier. Is that centimeters or?
Yes.
Excellent. Because I mean, like, it is Canada. So, like, I
Yeah.
don't know what kind of non-freedom measurements you use up there. Whatever, man.
10 maple leafs per volume of syrup.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Maple leaves per moose.
10 Maple Leafs not getting the Stanley Cup for yet another year. Oh, wait. So...
Indeed. So building off of that, another question from the chat. We have our founder, 4-month subscriber, other guy who says, how does his dick compare to a turtle dick?
Little better,
Explain
because
it better.
turtles are small, so.
So, we gonna talk about turtle dicks today, kiddos.
Oh boy.
Things that most people don't know. Turtle dicks are actually
We've all
one
seen the
of
video.
was one of the biggest proportional dicks to the size of the turtle in the animal kingdom. Yay! Not the biggest, but one of the biggest. It
Yeah.
also has a flared head like that of a pony. So guess what, you guys? Turtle dicks are actually pretty large. So proportionally, do you have a dick that comes up to your forehead?
I wasn't asked whether or not it was proportional to the body. I was asked, how does it compare?
Well, I guess it's all relative then now.
Does
isn't
that
it?
Yeah.
does that anatomy fact also apply to the Ninja Turtles?
Oh god.
Oh God. That is a good question.
That was the mutant part, actually.
Oh no.
We just know that the ladies are relatively pleased.
Ugh,
Wait.
gross.
Why do you think that girl stuck around?
Are you talking about April O'Neil?
Yes.
That
Yes.
girl. That girl.
Yes, that girl. Yes,
Star
that-
reporter April O'Neil. Anyway, we should move on because I'm not going to go off on you for that one, Flam. I got to save it for more important matters.
This is completely fair. So, I think then it's time we move on to the main body of questions. So,
Eh.
our first right in line is Muggany, who simply asks, how can be your day if your day not how?
Yes. Am's good.
Such a fantastically philosophical answer to an equally articulate question, I must say. This is what I live for these podcasts for. And that's all we've got for Muggany. And we'll move on to RK Striker JK5, who asks, number 1, what is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
Currently, it's the Justice League animated movies that have been coming out.
Yes.
Day is
Yes.
good. Day is fun.
Actually, recently I watched The Death of Superman, which is suspiciously similar to a director that I saw. I forget the name of him, but he made a video all about the death and return of Superman, and it was all supposed to be contained in one movie. But the first half, the death of Superman, he talks about Doomsday coming in. He talks about Lex Luthor finding Doomsday and all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of parallels, but it was different enough that it's not the same idea, but it's very similar.
Awesome. I never got into the superhero movies myself, but I'm glad that there's quality content still coming out for that.
Yeah, actually, there's a better Teen Titans reboot in them.
Oh, yeah, no, I can fully say that it may not be the best, but the Teen Titans are better in the Justice League movies than they are in, that other thing.
Yeah.
In that other thing.
Yeah, that other thing. Ugh.
That we shall not name here. It does not exist.
Are we talking about Teen Titans Life?
I'm
Coming
so
soon.
mad. I'm so mad.
In adult heroes stop, you mean? Yes. Number 2 then. Have you ever done anything for a non-MLP franchise?
Hold on, I'm about to sneeze.
Go for it. You can do it. I believe in
Never
you.
mind. It didn't happen.
Damn it.
Let's see. The one thing that I got a lot of followers on YouTube for was the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I made a couple of videos kind of analyzing how the timeline comes together, what the fourth game meant for the series, and that kind of stuff. So my channel's never really been strictly MLP. I've delved into other cartoons like Gravity Falls, Steven Universe. Star Versus, I'm actually not sure if I made videos on Star Versus. I've written scripts and then never published them.
Nice, very nice. And moving on to the next question, number 3. So, you're a LoonyTurtle. Any relation to Cecil?
Actually, no. I didn't know that the Looney Tunes had a turtle until like 2 or 3 years into my YouTube channel. I was always familiar with the Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck cartoons, so yeah, I was surprised to find out that he existed, and then I learned everything about him afterwards because I knew people would bring him up.
Well, all right then, and you were right. You were clearly right.
Yes.
Yes. Now, that's the end of our case questions, but we did have another question from the chat from Mitch Larson, who asks, what are your plans for convention domination in the future after Loonycon is done? Will there be more cons or such?
So I don't know when Loonycon's gonna be done. Because after seeing what was the con? HawCon. After seeing HawCon cancel, I kind of wanted to see another online con. So with Loonycon, I intend to continue it going through the quarantine and beyond. So it's just meant to be a cartoon-based convention so that anyone who enjoys cartoons has a place that they can share their thoughts and stream certain things. So I don't really feel like Loonycon is going to be done. But I do look forward to seeing real-life conventions again, because you meet so many great people and interact with so many interesting people, too.
Right, definitely. No, I agree. Then, alrighty then. We'll look forward to that. Next set of questions, since we're done with RK, comes from our favorite British person, Alex _, who firstly asks, straight to the point, I like this, would you fuck a turtle?
As a human, no. But Looney might. That's the good thing about separating the characters, is that, the turtle, go ahead, but not me.
Would your character go,
Probably. Let's be honest, he probably would.
Would your character later afterwards take satisfying bites of a raspberry?
Yeah. Because he just fucked a turtle.
And turtles don't smoke cigarettes, so they need that raspberry.
Yep.
Yes. Number 2, how many ants is too many ants?
7.
7, exactly 7 million?
Yep, 7 exactly. Because, 6 I can live with, but give me 7? I'm going to have to talk to your manager.
Okay, Karen.
That's what I was going for.
Fair. Remember, before y'all throw a fit in a store, check the number of ants. It may be uncalled for. Number 3, if purple could talk, what would it sound like?
That is a good question. I think it sounded like a really high-pitched sound. Because purple's high on the ultraviolet scale, so yeah, that's my justification.
Right, so it would be high on the ultraviolet. It becomes high on the ultraviolent sounds, right?
No, high, just a high pitched sound because it's on the high ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Can we get an example from you for that sound?
Yeah. That's ultraviolet, man. They use it bleeding.
Yeah. You asked for a demo.
There we go. We got exactly what we wanted out of that.
Yeah.
It's over. And I'm going over it. All right. All right. Number 4. Have you ever had an experience you couldn't explain? We're getting deep now.
There was one time where I was in my room. Actually, this one might require a little bit of context. In my house, there's been times where there's a power outage, and my family thought they heard a kid in the basement, but no one that was old enough to be that kid was downstairs. So it was weird that they were hearing that kind of sound. And so we've kind of come to the belief that there's a ghost in the basement, a little kid. And there was one day I was in this room. I was moved down into this room relatively recently, and I was recording something, and I felt something grab my shoulder, and I in the middle of the recording, just like turned around, and there was nothing there. And I'd say that's kind of the weirdest experience I've had, is just something touching my shoulder.
Jesus,
yeah.
Like the sounds of children, either so joyful or equally terrifying. There's no in between.
Yeah. And there's actually one more experience I can think of. There was one day I went over. I was gone from the house for a good 5-hour window, and when I came home, I had gotten some food, and I was just heading to my room. And my brother's like, "Oh, you were going to get food?" And I'm like, No, I've been gone for 6 hours. And he was like, "Oh, well, your room's haunted." Because before I had come back, he had heard someone in my room, and my light was on for like a couple of hours before I had gotten home. So, no explanation for that. And he heard someone talking too, which was the really weird part. And there was just no explanation for why that had happened. My computer was off and my light was off. So,
my God.
Yeah.
I just love the nonchalance. No, I was gone for 6 hours. Oh, shit's haunted, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Not even like a sudden, like, I'm scared shitless, like, dude, we need to see your room. Just like, nah, shit's haunted. Guess.
Yeah, and then I went into it and just, did what I usually do in my room.
There you go. I mean, that ghost probably planted shit in there. Like,
yeah.
You just haven't found it.
Must be a really good place to hang out.
Hey, do ghost shits, are they silent but deadly?
No.
Oh.
Because it just kind of disappears.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. Ghost cats are best pets. No litter box ever.
Well, you do know that since your room is haunted, every time you yawn, the ghost puts its dick in your mouth.
No, since it's a kid, it's too short to pull that off.
I forgot the kid part. Whoops. I thought it was another ghost. But can't ghosts float, though?
That's what I just said.
I think you just manually killed that joke.
Yeah. That's all, folks.
That's all. That's all, folks.
What's the next question, Flayman?
All right. So, number 5. What is the best present you've ever been given?
Good question. Moving on. I'd probably say the custom badges that I've been given, just of Loony. It's a nice thing for someone to give me, as well as the Loony plush. Because I've never expected to be given something like that, but to be given it was really touching.
That's awesome. Someone made you a plush. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, all right then. Number 6. What's a real creature you wish was fictional? I like this question.
A real creature I wish was fictional. I forget what it's called, but it's an extremophile. essentially this. What is it called? It starts with a T, I think. But essentially, it can exist in almost any environment. The vacuum of space, in under immense pressure.
Yeah,
water
water
bears, yeah. That and spiders. If we go for like life-size creatures.
You should have chosen those weird spiders that have wings.
There are spiders that have wings? Burn it.
Elaborate on that.
There absolutely are spiders with wings.
Kill it with fire.
I also feel this.
They're neat. I like them.
Yeah, yes, that needs to be fictional. Now, number 7. Alex _ he asks, will you sing me a song?
Depends on what song. Because some I'm good at singing, others not so much.
I'd say pick your poison. He didn't specify.
Yeah. Yeah, when I needed to sing a song, I can't think of one. Nightmare Before Christmas comes up in my mind. Oh, somewhere deep inside of these bones, a longing did begin to grow. There's something deep inside of these bones, a longing that I've never known. And I'm pretty sure I screwed up those lyrics.
Sounded great to me.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, after that lovely performance, let me just check, do we have any more questions from the chat? And oh my god, what the fuck is that?
If it helps, that's not a real photo.
Okay,
but
good.
They're still terrifying.
Oh yeah, it's not a real photo. It looked fucking real for a second. Now that looks fake as shit. But still, I did not expect that.
Spiders with wings, burn it.
Yes. All right, we move on to questions from that other guy who asks, how does this make you feel? And let me just post this in behind the counter right quick.
Whatever you're into, man. If you're that hungry, go for it, but you're going to have one hell of a time on the other end.
I mean, when you said I'm so hungry I could eat a fridge, like, I didn't think you'd take it literally, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think we have found pictures of me in quarantine.
Oh god, I feel that.
Yeah, at least it's not vor.
Yet.
That we know of. We don't know.
Little do you know, Indiana Jones is in that fridge.
That fridge is actually sentient.
Okay, well, now it's terrible. Burn it with fire.
How could it be sentient? It's not plugged in.
Would fridge magnets be toppings?
Oh my god. What is this? Let's move on.
Would the magnets make it like a sundae? Because if so, I think he's reading it wrong. Oh, okay, cashews.
Odd, like. All right, like, sure.
Yeah.
We move on. We then move on to Terry the Human, who asks, and that's all he asks. We move on to Entibus, who asks, and that's all he asks.
Riveting.
Move on to Lone Trooper, who asks lovely questions now. Number 1, what is your most heartwarming moment at a convention?
I was at Pacific PonyCon. In the I think it was one of their vendor halls. I was just walking around and somebody stopped me and said, "Hey, my little girl really loves your videos. Can I take a picture with you guys?" And I had never had this kind of fan interaction before. I didn't even think I was that popular enough to have a fan of like this age to see at a con. So I said, of course, and I took the picture, and it was just not really heartwarming to meet someone who really enjoyed my content.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fan interactions like that are always so surreal, aren't they? Especially.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't realize you had that reach.
Yeah.
Like, God. Number 2. What advice would you give to people who would like to start their own YouTube channel?
Do everything. Experiment with everything. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be that one YouTuber you really like. Try to experiment and find what you enjoy doing. Because one of the biggest things, the biggest traps that people fall into is trying to be perfect. And when you're starting out on YouTube, you don't need to be. You're learning. You're figuring out your tools. You're figuring out what you like doing. And I think that mainly involves experimenting. Try making animation frame by frame, or symbol animation, or any different types of animation that you want to try. And also experiment with Photoshop, like how to remove objects from images, how to make a picture look better, how to resize images. Experiment with everything, because later on you might find that they're more useful than you initially thought they'd be. I know that I have experimented with a lot of those things. I took a digital media class in high school, and it involved animation, video editing, and a lot of things like that. And it's through those experiences that I was able to get to this point. So yeah, that's my main piece of advice: is do everything, experiment.
Do you feel it would be better to kind of experiment first before starting the channel, or just kind of start doing a bunch of things on the channel and see what sticks?
A combination of both. There are some things that probably aren't worth publishing, but you do kind of need to hear some feedback from the internet. So share your content. Try and spread it out there, because nobody's going to spread your content. You have to put that effort in. And just kind of try to get feedback whenever you publish something. If you don't think it's going to receive any feedback, if you don't think anyone's going to watch it, maybe don't publish it. So there's a trade-off with the content creation. There are some things you can publish, and some things maybe not worth it. But as long as you're getting feedback along the way, that's also important.
Makes great sense to me. I like it.
Yeah.
Now, next, Lone Trooper asks, what would you say has been your favorite video that you've worked on and created? One that's really stuck with you?
The Gravity Falls Cipher Hunt. I made a video on my channel that kind of covered that in the moment, the week that it had happened. And I was very happy that I was able to make it in such a short time. But the one that stuck with me, the one that I enjoyed being a part of, was on Inside a Mind's YouTube channel. In that video, we spent a good couple of hours trying to figure out exactly how the puzzles were solved and kind of making sure that it was clarified. And the end puzzle was the most... No, the riddle. There's a riddle about a key being tied to a tree branch and over the stones, and very obscure, very what are you talking about? And it took a bit to figure that out, as well as the last puzzle was the most nerve-wracking. Well, most annoying. And it was that there, in the first image that we were sent on for the cipher hunt, there was a bunch of branches and knots on the trees, and that corresponded to numbers. And the way that we were told that that was where the final piece was is that there's an ancient arcade game and all of this stuff. So we explained the context of that riddle and explained how that riddle meant this, and then had to explain how you figured out that the knots and the branches correlated to specific numbers that you could then translate to letters that you could then, it was definitely a fun video to work on, to figure out all those puzzles and explain how they were solved.
Awesome. So how were they solved, Pencil?
Oh, well, So do you remember when Hirsch and his crew did their magical mystery tour, and they left behind build drawings places as part of that? Loony?
Yeah.
I know
you
what
do-
you're pressing.
Yeah, you do remember this, yes?
Yes.
And they gave rewards to people who went out and tracked them down and found them?
Yeah.
Like one per person?
Yeah, I remember that.
I found 2 of them. I'm one of the people who found those.
Ooh.
Yeah, like on the wiki, there's a picture of me looking exhausted as fuck, hugging like a signpost next to a gas station, and I think I'm crying.
I think I actually saw that one.
That's me. That's me. No, we actually, weirdly enough, there's something that other people don't talk about because no one has talked about it really. Where the cipher statue was that they eventually tracked down, it was actually findable almost by clues in the one screenshot of the statue in the cartoon. And it was the most bizarre types of research I did to find that out. I got within about 15 miles of the statue just by doing basic research on my weird knowledge of things. Sorry to rant, but this is happening. They showed a bird and they showed a type of a plant, and I was like, those are awfully specific. Turns out both of these are only within a small range in a tiny part of Oregon. I'm talking a pocket of about 50 miles. So that's the only place where they overlap, so I knew it had to be someplace there. And it was!
Ah.
So
and here I spent an entire video explaining like the location it was seen in the episodes and where Cypher Hunt, where they put the images for that stuff, and I was so off.
No, you were spot on. There was so much great shit, but like I was like, Dad, my mom's a birder, my mom's an ornithologist. I was like, I know what type of finch that is. Why would they draw that so specifically? It must be a clue.
It's a clue.
I got obsessive about it, and we went on a giant road trip into the middle of nowhere from like Central California. So
yeah,
I feel you. It was so much fun to watch the internet do its thing. I was so happy that the people who found it had kids. It made me really happy. Hirsch is an awesome dude, and I congratulate you on your videos about the subject.
Yeah, they were a load of fun to like research and figure out.
Yeah.
It's the explaining that was the hardest part.
Oh God, I know. I understand.
Alex,
I have
called you a Gynus.
Oh, thank you, Alex.
I just love how a very specific bird triggered a decent-sized road trip.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. There's an area, actually, a forest, right next to where it was discovered called Riddle, Oregon. And I went, no way. That can't be coincidence. And so we went up there and we explored Riddle, Oregon. But, we were about 15 miles off.
It was riddled with red herrings.
It was. It genuinely was. It was exactly to the west of Riddle. If you continue on the road out of Riddle, it was off there. So.
Yeah.
I had to bring up pencil because I know the Cypher Hunt's such a big deal.
Thank you. Because it was a big deal, and I hyperventilated about it, and it was stupid, and we spent so much money just fucking around in Oregon, and it was beautiful, and I recommended Oregon. It's a great place to fuck around in, and Loony did a great video about it, so there.
Did either of you shake Bill Cypher's hand though?
Oh, I did. The moment I found that drawing, I shook that thing's hand. It owns my soul now. I'm okay with
it. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Everyone loves puppets.
Oh my God.
Yes. All right. Number 4, which is always a very specific question. Which Barcast member would you collaborate with to create a new video?
I just found her.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Collaborate would be great. Just based on her knowledge of the Cypher Hunt and all that, I would not. It seems like a good collaboration because there's that shared experience, shared enjoyment in something.
Obsession with Gravity Falls.
Yes.
Let's call it what it is.
Let's be frank.
Yes.
I share in that obsession too.
Yeah, but you're not important.
Yeah, Enigma. No one cares about you.
You weren't vocal enough about it, so.
Yeah.
You just call me Toby, all right?
He is actually. It's Thompson. You fuckhead.
No,
And-
Toby, the one who wanted to be the
Oh,
reporter.
no, you're our Thompson. Trust me.
You heard it here, folks. He's a Thompson.
Not
Now,
a Toby.
Toby gets good things by the end of it. Come on.
number 5. Which planet would you travel to get out of the house? And once there, what would you like to do or see on that planet? This does not include Earth, and let's assume you have the proper equipment to survive on that planet.
See, I kind of like what I got here. So, if anywhere, maybe Pluto, because then I can survive. If I can figure out that immortality thing, I can survive the explosion of the sun.
There you go, and let's
Is it not
get that out.
Last
We'll
Bridge?
get that out of here before some wise guy says that Pluto isn't a planet. It'll be my planet. It'll always be a planet in my heart.
If not, then the next one.
Oh, they did.
Yes,
They've
they
gone
did.
back and forth so many times. I have no complaints, but they're just there. Yeah.
Well, the reason why I'm gonna nerd out here. The reason why they elevated it back to a planet is because we have something like 30,000 similar bodies on the outer edges of the sun's gravity. It's pretty intense.
So you're telling me, did Pluto's gravity fall?
Pretty much, yes.
Get out.
On top of which, it also has a moon of its own, so that kind of helps qualify it. So yeah.
The other bodies don't have moons?
Most of them do or don't. It's like Pencil said, it kind of flops back and forth between being one and not being one. So the last I heard, they're trying to come up with a special classification for planets that small.
A
And the
dwarf
fact that
ice
they-
planet right now.
It's
is
a
what they're calling it.
dwarf
yeah.
planet. Dwarf planet, yeah.
Dwarf ice
I think
planet.
they like to be called little planets.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I
Fuck
was
you,
waiting
what's the
for
next
that.
question?
I was
Fuck
waiting
you.
for that.
What is the next question?
Alrighty, number 6. Where would you like to see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years, both personally and professionally? Because yes, this is a job interview.
Well, you see, I would much prefer to be able to make lots and lots of money. And doing something I enjoy, but this is life. So what we want and what happens, 2 separate things.
I agree.
So you're going to be running your own. What's it called when you make fake money again?
Counterfeit operation.
What?
A counterfeit operation.
There you go.
A bill scheme? Pyramid.
A bill scheme.
Yeah.
You're going to become a Nigerian prince.
That could be an option. I got
What
prospects.
are we doing? What is happening? What are we even doing anymore?
Multi-level snarketing.
Oh my god.
I need you to remotely give me access to your computer.
So I can transfer $3 million as thank you, please, and the 3 digits on the back of your credit card. So
No, that's old hat. You need the digits of an Amazon gift card.
No, I need you to transfer it to Bitcoin.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
That's the worst Nigerian accent I've ever heard.
Nigerian accent.
Alrighty. Number 7. What do you believe the future holds for MLP YouTubers?
I mean, they've got plenty of stuff they can still talk about as long as they want. The analysts probably fine. They've got the show they can overanalyze and overdiscuss. The artists can always make new things. Like I know Minty Root probably isn't going to stop anytime soon. At least I hope. And then there's others that are just moving on to try and broaden their appeal, like Flufflepuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is the community still active?
is the music community? I think so. I've seen a lot of Forever Free Brony lately. So,
Right, because you don't really hear much about massive hit tunes anymore as you did a few years ago, unfortunately. So I was only
Speak for yourself. I love Prince Whatever.
yeah, Prince Whatever's pretty good too.
Three.
Don't worry, priest.
Sorry, I
won't
just
share
remember
your
I just remember the days of 2013 and to 2015 when it was all pony dubstep, and I went to college with some guys who was adamantly like, no, it's dub trot, not dub.
Dub trot.
I'm not joking with you. That was actually it. And it's like,
God.
it is different than dubstep. I'm like, okay, kid, like, so
Okay,
it wasn't that much
don't
anymore.
kill me.
Do Pegasi dub flap?
Dub flap, yes. There you go. All right, number 8. Out of everything you've done in your life, what are you most proud of that's not related to MLP?
Let's see. Most proud of my family, I guess, because they've stood by me for a while, and they're very supportive of my stuff. I'm proud of them.
Awesome, definitely. So, yeah, I mean, I can't top that. Proud of family is probably as good as it gets, really.
Yeah.
Number 9. What games, movies, TV shows, fan fictions, or books would you personally recommend to everyone to help pass the time?
Journal 3, highly recommend. It's a great one. Especially learning that Dipper's real name is Silly. As well as, let's see, the one book series that I was actually able to finish, because I'm not a huge reader, is the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. The movies suck, but the books are pretty good. You learn a lot about Greek mythology through them, and really enjoyed learning about that. TV show wise, those Justice League animated movies, they're the good Justice League. You don't have to worry about the movies in cinemas or the TV shows. The movies, the animated movies, have some good stuff going on.
I will definitely agree there. I've been enjoying the anime-esque Batman reboots that they've been doing, if you want to call them a reboot.
Yeah. And then game-wise, I'm not a huge gamer, but you can do a lot in Minecraft. This weekend, I've got a server under testing, and it's completely core Minecraft. Like it's made in the game, no mods, no plugins for the majority of it. I added MC Edit so I can build things faster, but everything about the server functions in core Minecraft through command blocks, through data packs that I made. So if there's an update, I can just fix it.
Sweet.
And that was the big appeal.
Awesome. Alrighty. Now, finally, Lone Trooper asks, could you share the Wi-Fi password?
It's been on screen this entire cast. It's Turtle. I mean, I didn't just have him put it up there for a drinking word.
At this point, we should change drinking word to that turtle sex noise.
No, we would say it so infrequently.
Speak for yourself.
You have at least said it like 5-6 times now.
You tell the true.
Yes.
Turtle squee.
Yeah. They fuck up.
That'd be the best way to describe it, is turtle squee.
One day, Rainbow Dash just hears Tank going,
I'll leave you in there for a bit.
He's gonna be humping her slippers, because if you remember,
yes,
turtle
yes.
slippers.
Oh god! Why did she have to get the slippers?
They do a perfect hole to receive the peen.
This is.
She just steps into them and they feel moist.
Why do you think the clouds of her house are white? I mean, it's Tank.
I can just imagine she steps in her slipper and it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
This is. I call dibs on this for my next fan fiction.
No, one condition. Priest,
What?
You have to call it hey.
Okay.
And
How
put
do you spell that?
the picture of the turtle on as the cover.
Yeah.
I like to think
I was
that,
thinking of just the slippers.
I like to think that at the end, Tank steps into his Rainbow Dash slippers and they feel moist as well.
We're losing the plot. Let's interview.
Wait, there was a plot here?
Yeah.
You just hear Rainbow Dash going. Alrighty. We're moving on to Seton, who asks, 1, what is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that's really unhealthy but so friggin' delicious?
Mac and cheese and chicken nuggets with, I mean, this is healthy, but with a side of broccoli.
I can do cheese on broccoli.
I mean, like, I can't even complain. That's not even that bad. Normally, like, mac and cheese is a staple of life for me. So, like, I feel
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, one of the only ways I can eat broccoli is with cheese. So yeah.
I like broccoli by itself.
Yeah, I have the broccoli as a side, so I'll eat just broccoli. Delicious. But the mac and cheese and chicken nuggets aren't the healthiest, so it balances out.
Yes. Yes, it does. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Number 2, what is the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
I'll have to pass on this one. I'm not sure.
It's not the ghost kid in your room?
No, not really. He doesn't really bother me.
Or the spiders with wings.
I mean, that's not a weird fear. That's completely warranted.
Not the turtles fucking your shoes?
They don't
not to put fears in your mouth or anything.
Please don't.
I luckily don't have slippers, so no fears of that.
They don't call him Lonesome George for nothing.
What does that even mean?
Lonesome George was the last of a species of a certain type of tortoise, and he passed away, unfortunately.
There you go.
Oh shit, that's
Wait,
right.
I don't keep up with the Animal Planet channel anymore, thank you.
I do.
I can't believe I have to find out he died through a joke, a terrible
He
joke.
died in 2012, you fuck!
Oh.
It's been 8 years!
You missed the funeral by a mile.
You've been worshipping a dead thing. God damn.
Worship the dead turtle with Tank. We should move on.
And then you just hear Tank going.
Okay, let's move on. Moving on. It's moving on time now.
All right. Number 3. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Why is bagged milk the best milk?
Well, you see, my personal favorite type of milk is frozen milk, but you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Frozen milk? You mean ice cream or just like milk?
Yes,
ice
cream.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm so ready to scream at you.
Do they unironically call it frozen milk?
No, but
yes.
we're talking. Yes. Let's do that. Yeah.
Yes. 4. What is your one annoying habit?
That convention thing. I can't stay in one place for very long. I'm always moving around at cons. And it can get annoying because somebody's like, "Where's Loony?" And they won't be able to find me. Because I'm just everywhere.
I'll be honest. That phrase sounds familiar. I think I heard it from somebody behind me at BabsCon, and once you said it, it's like one of those, oh, I vaguely remember that happening.
Yeah.
It's funny that it happened often enough that I can remember it.
Yeah.
I always see you in the distance because you're always that guy wearing the green tux.
Yeah. That outfit was fun to put together. And I'm working on a better one.
Oh.
But I need to find out a way to make fabric colored. Because I got white bases so that I can make it the right shade of green that I want. And then add some fun designs.
Sweet. We look forward to the finished product. Right. Number 5. What's the theme song for your sex life?
You know that song that starts bum 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 ba da 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 ba da ba da ba da.
The Dick Van Dyke theme. The Dick Van Dyke Show theme. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that one.
Oh.
Just because it's funny.
I thought that was the Seinfeld theme.
Please tell me you're kidding. Oh my God, please tell me you're kidding. Please be bye. Please.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Oh, thank God! Okay.
These crackers are making me thirsty.
What's next?
Number 6. Do you watch any anime by chance? If so, what are your favorites? Bonus points if you're a fan of Durarara.
Durarara? Never heard of that one. I don't watch a lot of anime. And the ones that I have watched, Team 4 Stars dubbed.
So only 2.
Yeah, basically.
And
I guess Pokemon kind of counts, but not really. I don't count it. It's so.
You'll start a fight with that, I guess.
Yeah, I could.
I think
but yeah,
the worst wars to be fought.
I don't watch too much anime, but I did kind of like Hellsing Ultimate Abridged.
Oh.
The original was just it's so serious, whereas I like how Team 4 Star just turned it all up on its head.
Yeah, it was fun. If you like that one, I would highly recommend Sword Art Online Abridged. Because holy fuck, I watched the first episode over and over for one specific joke.
Go. What?
Right after the big dude in the red cloak comes out and tells everybody that they're all pretty much screwed and I've disabled the profanity filter. Have fun with that. And then he disappears. It stays silent for about 20 solid seconds. Then you hear some dude in the background yell, "We're fucked!"
Very nice. And no, you don't read any of the mangoes, I'm guessing either, right?
I don't. I'm not a huge fan of that fruit, so no.
Here. My recommendation that you should absolutely read is Boku no Pikachu.
Stop.
Oh,
Also known as Pokemon. Yes.
Well, actually, one more that I can think of that I really like. One Punch Man, of course.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 7. How big is your porn stash?
Well, you see, I don't stash it. I just have the internet. So, pretty big.
He's got a point. You don't have evidence on your own
weapon.
Was there ever a measure as to what percent of the internet is pornography?
At least half.
Yeah, at least half.
At least half. So, how big is the internet? They gave some astronomical measure, zettabyte or some shit like that. How many zettabytes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just half of that. Damn, that's your porn stash, Milk. How does that compare?
Shit's fucking lit.
Would National Geographics count?
Excuse me. Elaborate on that, Enigma.
Well, sometimes they show like naked women on the covers, and I'm super funky. Oh
god, yes, I've actually heard of people jacking off.
I thought you were talking about animals on National Geographic, and I was like, excuse me?
I'm not talking about zoo books that you jerked off to.
Oh my god, the zoo books. You just brought back some memory hold bullshit. Oh god.
I haven't seen those in forever.
Ask your parents' permission to get you zoo books. Collect them all. Fucking, oh god.
I decided not to go for zoo books because I thought Boy's Life was better.
Did you jerk off to Bug's Life?
What the fuck? No!
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That centipede is dummy thick. The clap of his cheeks alerts the grasshoppers. So,
Burn it with fire.
Yes. We move on to Sosu 1869, who asks, "What's it like doing the work you do for Inside a Mind?"
Voice acting's pretty fun for the videos that he puts together, and the live streams have been keeping me busy at least. Overall, it's like working with a friend. You guys want to make something, and I help contribute in some way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. And number 2, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Oh, yes.
I shall allow it.
This is a good one. I recommend it.
It is delicious.
All right. And from here, we move right on to a non.
No, we don't. Look at the time. Look at the time.
Oh, shit. Well, would you look at the time? It is 5 o'clock. That means it's time for our mid-session ad.
Everyone pull out your zoo books.
Yes. Get the books out. And let's see. You want to do the accent, or you want me to do it?
Well, I mean, 2 people tend to do it. Do you, Priest, do you want to do it, or are you having a fun time? Is that a yes?
Let's do it.
Okay. Priest,
Yeah.
you know that we donate to charity?
What?
We do.
How?
Well, we take money that people give us through our Patreon or through bits, which you can earn by clicking a little diamond and watching a video and then donating bits to us through the Twitch stream. We take that money and we give it to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary.
What do they do?
They take care of horses that have been abandoned, forced off their land, or injured and can no longer be ridden or need to be adopted out to other places. They have a horse we actually support. His name is Little Bit.
That's a horse?
That's a horse! Actually, he's a pony, which is the same thing as a horse, except smaller for the most part. No, a pony's not a baby horse. Read a fucking book! Anyway. So, Priest, what do you think? You gonna donate some money to the horses of Red Wings Horse Sanctuary by donating to the Barcast Patreon and websites as indicated by the link in the chat?
I fear for my life.
That's the way it should be.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
Give it a lick. It tastes just like raisins.
Sorry, what?
So there you go.
When are we going to start the ad?
Everyone's got to love Weeble.
Well, unless you are inclined to donate a little bit Hookers and Blow Fund, we shall move on to a non-pencil. Would you like to read your questions?
You know what? Sure. Hey, Loony, you ready for me to ask you my questions?
Oh boy, let's get started with this.
Yeah, let's do it. First question. What would you whisper into a vagina?
I'm better.
What would it whisper back?
Fuck you?
Probably. Oh, God. Next question. Why do you put milk in bags? Why do Canadians put milk in bags? This is not an actual question. It just needed to be said.
I agree with you. As a Utahn, we do not bag our milk.
Thank you.
Except for when we're leaving the store, they put it in a nice little plastic bag, and it's not paper, so you know.
That's different versus like cutting open the corner of a bag, putting it in a carton without actually pouring it into the carton, and then using a carton to pour milk out of a fucking bag and then having to seal it closed with a specially made clip. What are you doing? Just get a carton.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
Stop it. Get some help.
Thank you. Next question. Who will win the Stanley Cup this season, and does it even count anyway?
I don't keep up with that, so the one that wins.
That's correct. Does it count?
No.
7.
Yes, sure. I'm fine with that. What is the worst cooking mistake you have ever made?
We were kicking... My mom left me cooking some rice-a-roni, and I just kind of kept stirring it, because that's what she told me to do. Got a little burned.
I sense this was not a fun time for you. How burned are we talking?
Well, it was still edible, so there's that, but it was pretty dark.
That's not that bad, actually. That's pretty okay.
But that's the worst one I can think of.
Well, That's not as bad as it could have been, so I'm proud of you for not making it worse. Good job on not burning your house down.
Yeah.
Do you ever sometimes think about the fact that your parents had sex in order to make you?
Every day.
How do you cope with that? How do you find your ability to cope with that?
It happened a long while ago, so I mean, I wasn't involved really. I was just kind of existing.
Like, hold on.
I mean, but was I really involved? I was just a couple bundles of cells. So
yeah.
Couple bundles? Aren't you one?
Yes.
An absolute unit of cells.
Well, actually, a couple bundles. Isn't there like multiple DNA strands in? Never mind.
Are you humble? Do you consider yourself humble?
I try to be, but I've been described that way.
So you are a humble bundle. Got it.
Yeah.
He won the race to the egg, and look at this. He's trying to humble brag.
All right, and then last but certainly not least, what animal would you most like to punch in the face?
Llamas. They spit too much.
Explain. I love it. But please explain.
Well, actually, just from what I know about llamas, they really like spitting on people, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So, punch.
Yeah, I can confirm they do deserve punching.
And in a close second, zebras.
Why zebras?
Because I want to ride it like a horse, but it's not letting me.
That is true. They're rather fickle about that. They don't like you can ride zebras, but it's a difficult feat.
Yeah.
It's no
means they were untamable or something.
They do not like to be tamed, I will put it that way.
Yeah.
So, very good. And that ends my questions. Dear Flammenwerfer, it is your time again.
Well then. Now we move right on to Sausage Jack Klein, which is a fantastic name. And they ask, if you were to create an original show from Hasbro with your own main six based on whatever quality, how would you put that show together and in what format? Traditional 3D animation, digital, etc.
I would love traditional animation. Main six, like my own main six ponies, or like is similar to those characters. Let's see. I'd have it as a traditional. I really like traditional animation. And it'd be everything would slowly ramp up. Like the character would start out with very little ability and magic, and they'd slowly kind of gain new things, and they'd amp up into these big battles for the finales. It'd be great.
Sounds... I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Would it still be like TVG, or would you like make it like PG-13, TV-14 kind of thing?
Honestly, you could make an epic that's PG. Well, that's appropriate for all ages. You just have to do it.
At what point does Twilight learn bloodbending?
Just do it.
That'll be like a later seasons thing.
Sounds good to me. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Then. And see, how about the characters? We already asked that. And wow, this guy apparently really wants your ideas. Who would be and how would be the new honesty, generosity, kindness, magic, laughter, and loyalty? Oh wow, he wants a full script.
Yeah, I didn't know I was pitching a show today. Let's see.
This is a network exec at Hasbro, clearly.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, my input's very important. That they wouldn't approach me personally. Let's see. I would probably have the same roles as before with Rarity, Twilight, Pinky, and all of them, because they're good characters that could be put into a new story. Their personalities would probably remain the same, but their knowledge and abilities and the lessons they need to learn would be different.
Makes sense to me. Like maybe send Spike to the store to get tampons for everyone.
Because everyone needs tampons? What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, their cycles do sync up.
Yes. and then he thinks it's weird, so he has to try and get other people to go with him or for him. I'd watch that.
I'd actually watch this. I absolutely would.
Especially.
All right. I'll just get rid of that rated for everyone rating.
Hey, periods are a natural part of a young woman's life. Okay, we can move on now. I'm not going to get on that horse.
Wiley, what's Midol?
Twilight has a medical operation and is bedridden for a week in recovery. Spike has to do everything for her. Everything.
Please stop. I don't like it.
Twilight, you got magic.
We'll have him complain about having to do certain things, but not show it, because the detail.
Yes.
The horror.
That's the magic in it after all. All right.
I still wonder how Earth Pronies wipe their butts.
That's not something you want to think about too much. And also,
I wrote a story about that.
Yeah, like also pony butts pinch off poops in a way that don't need wiping usually, so it's fine.
At least you know enough about anuses.
I do. I know a lot about anuses and dicks in the homie world. Homie. I tried to say animal and pony, and I said homie.
Homie world.
Homie world.
Homie world. Because ponies are my homies, apparently. I don't know what happened there. I don't care. I'm done now.
She's a Barbie girl in a homie world.
I think I'm done with life. I'm sorry.
Wow. Continues to ask who would be the goddesses. What species of creature would you base the main race as? This is a Hasbro exec. This has to be.
Let's see. It would properly be an alicorn, and they would be like a god race that lives on Themyscira, an island off of the coast of Ponyland. And it would, of course, be alicorns, because that embodies all of them.
Would the alicorn impregnate all the fair maidens?
What is happening?
No.
No.
No, the Pony Society would be fine, but it would be ruled by alicorns that came against their island's wishes.
So what you're saying is that when Twilight comes to study under this new goddess, she won't go,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Instead she goes,
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Loony, I'm a little sorry. I'm not entirely sorry because, obviously, but I'm a little sorry.
That's fine.
And then I guess the last one that comes from this is any sentient snakes, dogs, dragons, wolves. What would be like other shit who would be the other shit that they deal with?
I'd say that kind of stuff, as well as a lot of mythical creatures like the centaurs and what was the first creature that the main six ever fought? It was like a lion, manticore. There we go. Yeah, that kind of creature where it would be those mythical combination of animals.
Right. Do you think the Loony main six would encounter baby centaurs who are crying and pissing and shitting everywhere?
Probably not. But you got to keep your doors open, man.
Flam, are you saying this because you want a sequel? Is that what you're saying?
I want my own series.
No.
And it'd be in traditional animation, so it'd look beautiful.
And it has Steamboat Willie music going on as the centaur's shitting everywhere.
Yeah, probably just to lighten the mood.
While they're all whistling, oh god. I watched the shit out of this, mind you. Okay.
We've made
a centaur though.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of like those creatures, that realm.
Baby T-Rex would be pissing and shitting everywhere. Okay.
Oh my god, you really like them pissing and shitting?
Yes, he does.
It will be animated in amazing traditional art.
Yuck. All right. We move on to Jack of a Few Trades, who asks, "Am I totally enough for the Turtle Club?"
Well, of course. I mean, we sell memberships for $2 a month, and
Actually, you can. As long as you change clothing, we should be fine.
Let it be known, I hate that movie so much. I want to tear its eyes
will
out
not
if it had
believe.
eyes.
You will not believe how many times people make the turtle jokes related
I thought
to
you
this
get it every
movie.
time.
Yeah.
Master of Disguise.
I feel like I've asked you that several times during this cast, but I'm going to ask you again. How do you cope?
You see, I go all out at cons. So that's how I cope. Is if you're going to amp it up to 5, I'm going to amp it up to 11.
Great attitude to have, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's all Jack's got. So we move on to Short Skirts and Explosions, who asks, "What doth life?"
"'Tis a process of living and dying, but before that last part is reproduction. Every single thing has that in common, and that doth life mean."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And fantastic. Any more questions in the chat? We do not. And what the fuck?
Oh, it is time for Jammer questions then, right?
Yes, it is time for Jammer questions.
Oh God.
Jammer questions. Number 1. What's it like to make videos? Any tips, tricks, or things you wished you knew when you started?
It's the writing process is the main part that I've been stuck on and trying to explain my points and get it across to the audience, because there's been recent topics I've been writing about that it goes over someone's head. Like I'll read it to them and they'll be like, yeah, that sounds fine. And then they'll talk about the video and I'll realize, no, you didn't get what I was trying to say. I got to rewrite that. But one of the tips and tricks that I would like to have known when I started is that writing the video beforehand, make sure that you don't make mistakes or rush an idea, because there's a lot of videos that I look back to that were unscripted and they're so silly. So yeah, I'd say scripts are the most important thing that I wish I had known and used, known how to write and known how to use when I started.
Gotcha. So structure your videos.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes sense to me. Number 2, if you were given 33 drinks of your choice every week, would you give M.A. Larson a place to stay at or near your home?
I'm not a huge drinker, so it's M.A. Larson though. So
It is M.A. Larson.
Yeah,
You have to tell him thank you every day.
I have a brother that drinks a lot, so yeah, I'd just do that. Hang out with Mitch Larson. No, M.A. Larson.
I mean,
I think he's in our chat too, might I add.
Yeah, I know.
The seventh member of the Barcast.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
How he joined the Barcast for like a hot minute on stage to be an asshole. It was great.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Well, he also didn't specify alcoholic drinks. So, what would be your favorite drink of choice if you were given 33 of them a week and they weren't alcoholic?
Well, probably what I get every day. A 7-Eleven Slurpee.
Oh my god.
I love them. They're delicious.
No, thanks.
33 Slurpees sounds horrible to say, but all right.
That sounds like what a special prostitute is giving outside of a 7-Eleven.
That's the whole jet. That's the joke.
Yeah.
I said that's the joke, boy. Right. Number 3. Would you hug Thing Pone, kiss them goodnight, tell them every little thing is going to be all right, and would you stick your peener in it or snoodle boop it and let them be a roommate?
What is Thing Pone? I forget what Thing
Yay!
Pone.
It's time for Thing Pone! Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hold on. If you check behind the counter, this is Thing Pone. As in, John Carpenter's The Thing, but in pony form.
Thing Pone.
Yeah.
That is a thing. Let's see. Would I hug it? I hug everything, honestly. Because hugs are lovely. Kiss them goodnight? Probably not. Because it kind of seems creepy for me to do. I'm a weird guy in a turtle costume, so hey, you want me kissing you goodnight? And then tell them every little thing is going to be all right. Yeah, of course, I'd do that for anyone. Would you stick your peener in it? Probably not. I don't know. Yeah, probably not.
Hey, like weird
It's
eldritch
not-
alien beings need love too.
Yeah, it's not thing pone, it's me. And yeah.
Got it.
Understandable. And we move on to Ravage. Ravage, did you want to read your questions?
No, actually, I kind of want to see Enigma try to not fuck up my questions this week. There's no Japanese names in it this time, so he shouldn't have a problem.
Haha, Enigma, you're shit.
Hold on, scroll down for yours.
Also, Enigma, is your niece around? Like, is this going to ruin her, scar her poor little precious mind?
I'm not going to question Will if she's around.
That's why I was asking.
Well, at the moment, I'm locked in a room by myself with noisy neighbors in the window.
I mean, I don't give a shit about your neighbors.
Nah.
So
He doesn't give a shit about you!
Oh.
Alright, so you want me to read it then?
Read.
Please do so.
Alright, from Ravage. Do you think placeholder posts are annoying?
I don't really see them often, so I don't know. I'd have to see more placeholder posts.
Awesome.
Good job.
Think of an unusual pairing, then make them fight. Who would win and why?
Let's see. Unusual pairing. Let's see. Pink Diamond and Mabel. And Mabel would win because grappling hook.
When you say pairing, do you mean like couple pairing or?
I just random character pairing. Just no, you're not gonna like the next question though.
Take that same pair and ship them. How would you do it? How would you make it work?
Age up Mabel. First step.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan. Just
Yeah.
saying.
And then same way as Garnet, they'd fuse, man.
Oh God. I don't want to experience that. I don't want to live in a world where that happens. That's so distressing.
Actually, there's some artist out there who did a Steven Universe Gravity Falls crossover, and Steven fused with Mabel accidentally.
Oh no, I don't like that.
I would know, yes.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I either like it or I hate it.
Now take that shit ship and make it a good one by picking another pair of characters. Who are they?
Let's see. So can it be completely different characters?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Make it good. You know, most ships though. Let's see. Undying from Undertale.
Oh my lord.
And Spider-Man.
Oh no.
I actually kind of love it.
When you're pairing those two together, I'm imagining it's like the Spider-Man dancing with Elsa thing, only it's with Undyne instead.
Dancing, huh? I'm getting the sense Enigma might not know where that comes from.
I'm referring to those kids' YouTube videos.
Okay, thank God. I was like, yeah, because they were dancing together in those videos. That's totally what was going
What
on.
videos are you referring to?
What do you think was happening in the YouTube videos?
They were literally dancing.
Oh, I have to tell you things? Okay.
It's gonna be good.
We'll do it another time. I don't really want to talk about that. I really don't.
I'm lost. All right, Loony, did you ask? Okay,
I thought they had sexual content and sometimes shit in them. Feces. That was the thing. Elsagate. Look it up. Literally look it up.
I was not aware of this. This is the first time.
Yeah. No, that's actually what this is all about. They weren't dancing together. They look. Here you go. This is just an example of some of the visuals that come from these videos. You understand now?
Oh, wonderful! These are top quality thumbnails.
These were YouTube videos that were marked as child friendly because they had Elsa and Spider-Man. They got past the censors. That's what that whole thing is. They weren't just dancing together, Enigma. They weren't just dancing.
Next, you're gonna tell me the sense of right alliance isn't a real thing either.
Loony, help me.
How about we move?
I can't help anyone.
I know.
Next question. If you had to marry, fuck, kill an eldritch abomination, who would they be?
What is an eldritch abomination?
Lovecraftian.
Eldritch.
Eldritch. Okay.
Like Cthulhu, all of that.
Huh.
You know what Cthulhu is?
Yeah, I know what Cthulhu is.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I don't know the majority of what the eldritch abominations are, so I don't know really. I'd have to read up on more Lovecraftian creatures.
Say Yogg-Sothoth.
Yogg-Sothoth?
There you go.
Congratulations, you're insane now.
Okay, cool.
Pick a pony. One to be your top, the other to be your bottom. Who are they?
Be my top, and one would be my bottom. Huh. I guess Pinky and Lyra?
Did you say Pinky and Lyra or Pinky and Lilar? Because I heard Lilar on this.
I heard Lyra. It was definitely Lyra.
Without a doubt, Lyra. Don't insert my dumb memes into this.
Oh, why not, Priest? We can bring Mr. Boom Boom along.
Stop. We are done. Please ask our guest real questions.
Yes.
All right, next question then. You find yourself in a dark chamber you've never seen with two doors. One side is Nightmare Moon, and on the other is, what's QC?
Queen Chrysalis.
Okay,
Queen Chrysalis. You have to pick one to leave with. If you go with Nightmare Moon, you'll suffer every possible nightmare you've ever had, and even many you have.
Try rereading that.
Am I going through a seizure?
Yes, you are actually.
You've never had, and even many you have. All while she rides you like a duck in mating season. If you go with Queen Chrysalis, you'll be her personal sperm donor until your dick falls off, or you start shooting blanks. You'll never unsheath yourself from her, and your little buggy babies will cling to your skin like maggots. They are until grown enough that you go find a victim of their own. Will you go with either Queens of the Dark, or will you use your famous third option to kill yourself because it seems like the more fun option to break your spine, suck yourself off, and come into your own logs, thus depriving the two gorgeous mares of your own fortune quality seed? Ravage, I need commas on this.
Jesus.
I'm reading along with him, and Nick was not wrong on some of these. They actually do say, like the maggots they are until grown enough. Like, commas needed.
Tell Punkle jack off a horse.
Yes. So, Loony, did you catch any of that?
Most of it's lost on me. What the heck was all that?
Do you want to stick your
Barcast?
Yeah. Do you want to? Would you rather with Queen Chrysalis or Nightmare Moon? With
Nightmare Moon.
Nightmare Moon gives you lots of nightmares. Queen Chrysalis, you have maggot babies. You can also kill yourself. Apparently, that's an option.
Yeah,
don't actually kill yourself.
Yeah, I'd go with Nightmare Moon because killing is myself is not ever an option.
There you go. So, welcome to the nightmares. Enjoy your nightmares.
Well, hey, he chose the best queen, so you can't fault him.
Okay.
Final question. How you feeling?
I'm all right. Another day.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. We are
We've got
Back
questions
in
from
business.
Alex. Yep.
Again, we have another round of questions from our favorite British person,
Yes.
Alex _. Number 1. I thought of a really clever question earlier, but I forgot it. Any idea what it might have been?
What for have you?
Oh, what's your answer?
7?
That's a big answer for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my answer for, like, whenever you don't have an answer, you gotta have a non-answer that's just ready every time.
When in doubt, 7.
Yeah, when in doubt, 7.
Makes sense to me. Number 2. If you founded a city, what would it be called?
Duckburg. Because it'd be silly.
Would there be? What would life be like in Duckburg? Do tell us.
Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes.
And then
Yeah.
hush, let our guests do this. What would life be like in Duckburg?
Race cars, lasers, airplanes. Yeah, basically that. Lots of adventures. Probably a big old bucket of money that you can swim in.
The correct answer is life is like a hurricane, but that's fine. Continue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, life is like a hurricane. So
Yeah.
All right. Woo.
Yeah, one does not simply listen to the DuckTales theme and not say woo when they say it. It's just that simple.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Number 3. What, in your opinion, is the nicest smelling part of your body?
I'd say my face, because I don't have to smell it.
I mean, aren't you always smelling your upper lip, no matter what you do?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So how does your upper lip smell?
Usually I don't really smell much of anything unless like I get something on my lip, in which case it smells like that stuff.
What does cocaine smell like?
Well, you see, we don't talk about that time of my life.
You know that weird scent that lingers in your nostrils after you sneeze? That's what your inside of your lungs smell like.
Oh God.
Oh.
Huh.
Did you
So
just
the
have
inside of my lungs smell like cocaine.
crisis?
Did I what?
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 So, huh?
What?
What did Priest
What?
say?
I think-
Okay, then.
I think
Priest!
Priest.
What?
What did you say?
I said, did you have an existential crisis? I must be breaking up.
No,
Not
we
anymore,
heard
no.
you. None of us caught it.
Oh.
We're all having an existential crisis now!
We're all smelling the inside of our lungs.
Oh, fuck. I don't like it.
Number 4. Kill, fuck, marry, Ontario, Quebec, or British Columbia. That's great. That's actually a fucking fantastic question.
Aren't those all cities? Well, yeah, kind of cities. Let's see. Kill British Columbia, fuck Quebec, and marry Ontario.
Why?
Because Ontario is a fun word.
But
I'm surprised you didn't say kill Quebec.
Yeah.
Rio.
Interesting.
Ontario. It's a fun one, see?
Beautiful.
If I'm going to be married, I'm going to be stuck with it for a while, so I might have some fun. Ontario.
Yes. Alrighty, so. And number 5. How much sand would you eat for 27,000 Canadian dollar redos?
Delicious edible sand.
You know, magic clay.
how
Yeah.
much, though? But how much?
How much sand? Probably a handful. Because that's all I'd be able to handle.
Oh, my God.
And we did have some more questions from the chat. How meaty are your legs?
I used to play hockey, so the ankles are pretty thick.
My
Two
God.
two C's or 1 C?
2?
Fair enough.
Thick? Okay.
No. Flam, you're gonna. Oh, go ahead, Enigma.
How stringy are those legs? You know, for Hannibal Lecter.
5 seat.
5
No.
thick hamstrings.
No, they're probably 1C.
Is there an actual unit of measurement for how stringy a piece of meat is?
I have no idea.
I mean, technically, you could do the grading system of quality of meat the way they do for, like, say, Wagyu beef, but I've never heard of doing that for humans, so I don't know. But yeah. But I need to ask you questions now because I did not realize you played hockey.
Oh, not many people do because I don't look like it.
I do.
Yeah.
So, what position did you play?
I was usually in the forward position on the wings.
So small and quick then.
Yeah, sometimes I was center, but most of the time I was on a wing.
But never defense?
Rarely, if at all.
I'm sure that whenever you tried to switch back, your goalie wanted to break your face in.
Yeah, a little bit.
That seems to be the usual with goalies, that if you are a forward and you end up playing D on a shift or just because you're covering for one of your defense, your goalie's just screaming at you, like, for existing. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Well, actually, my centerman was the most irritated at me because there was one time I was saying, hey, pass it to me, pass it to me, pass it to me, and I'm right next to the line, and I cross it, and then he crosses it with the puck. And so it was offsides, but we got back into the box, and he came up to me, and the coach stopped him and said, hey, what the fuck? Why didn't you pass it to him? So, he was furious, but the coach was even more furious.
I fucking bet.
Yeah.
We have a question from the chat about hockey, and I'm just, Flam, just ask this question, the one I just posted.
Absolutely. Again, our favorite underscore British person. How much violence is involved with playing hockey?
Keep going.
Oh, I know Pencil plays hockey, and she seems like quite the violent person. So,
well, you see, I'm the other side of that coin. I'm not that violent. If you've seen me at cons, I'm usually just very static. But I would say that hockey can be very violent. There's a lot of checking, slamming people into boards, trying to get the puck. It can get very intense.
And there can be fights. That's
yes.
something that is part of hockey. I can't afford to be incredibly violent, though, because I am 5'1".
Yeah.
So I don't play girls hockey, so I can't afford to be violent.
Yeah, fighting can be a part of hockey, but there was one time I went to a hockey game here in Utah. The Grizzlies are playing, and it feels like they were intentionally fighting.
They are.
Yeah, because
they do.
Yeah, because there was a penalty, and it had just ran out, and immediately they had a fight. And it's like, oh my god, you idiots.
Yeah, no, they're just trying to prove themselves so they can get to the show. That's one of the reasons I like minor league hockey, but you're right. Sometimes it gets way out of hand even for me.
Yeah, so I've more enjoyed what the Las Vegas Knights have been doing.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I like their
league so well.
Oh no.
Well, I haven't seen many of their games, but in the ones that I have seen, it's hockey. So.
Well, as a Sharks fan, go fuck yourself. But that's
okay. Well, I mean, Vegas Knights are the closest to me, so naturally they're the one I've seen. Yeah, Nevada. Oh. Utah doesn't have one. Nevada does.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking, like, I suppose you're right.
The Blues.
Yeah. Although, if it makes you feel any better, my brother. I have 4 brothers, which is why I keep saying my brother. Well, actually, 3 alive. But the one of my brothers really likes the Sharks, so if that's any consolation.
Tell him go Sharks. That's lovely.
All right.
What about the Avalanche?
I don't know if any of my brothers like them. It's my oldest brother that's really into hockey.
Oh, he sounds like a classy man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sorry to interrupt all of the Alex questions with hockey talk, but I rarely get the opportunity. So Blam. Alex had another question after the meaty legs. Go ahead.
Oh boy, he did. How can noses be real if our faces aren't real?
How do you know that our faces aren't real? I feel like you're jumping to conclusions here.
Well, Rene Descartes said cogito
God,
ergo sum.
I didn't say we're going into philosophy. You just need to answer the first question. How do we know the face isn't real?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I took philosophy and I didn't take anything out.
Oh, Lord.
But our faces have noses, which means that our faces smell, and if our faces smell, they exist, and therefore they're real.
Fuck. That's, yeah. It's actually a good
I
logic.
smell, therefore I am.
Yeah, and therefore we get the inside of our lungs.
Oh God,
And then-
you're going back to that.
Yeah, we're getting back to that again. Shit.
And with those lungs, we can go, hey.
Oh
So
my
there's a
God!
Barcast.
Why are we circling back to this again?
Welcome to the podcast. We don't know when to let something go.
We don't. I'm sorry.
But hey, the best part of comedy is repetition, right?
Wait, what's the best part of comedy?
Oh God.
So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
All right.
We have another one. Yes.
We have two more actually. One in all caps and one at the bottom.
Yes. Let's do the one at the bottom first because I'm actually really interested on this. What lessons can turtles teach us about modern life?
That we can live for 200 years. You just have to figure out how.
That as long as there's a slipper nearby, you're not always lonely.
Yeah, as long as there's a turtle printed slipper nearby, you're never alone.
Okay, did you guys know that humans can live 200 years if they don't die first?
Yeah.
Yep.
Turtles taught me
did you
that.
know that in my city, some guy was murdered, and apparently he was alive before he was dead.
What?
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold
How
on.
do you
How does
explain
that
that
work?
Yeah,
No,
right.
that logic. That means that people die when they are killed.
Yeah, I think something's haunted here. Like, check this out. Like, literally a week ago, someone rang my doorbell, and I opened up my door, and there was no one there. Like, but then I heard like kids laughing in the distance. Like, I mean, how do you explain that? Like,
Spooky as shit.
100% of people who drink dihydrogen monoxide die.
Fuck. That's why it's called dihydrogen.
Okay, that was cheap, and I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was as cheap as Enigma's sister.
That's all, bitches.
Cheap as Enigma's sister.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I still haven't heard back on that, dude.
What does Enigma have to say to that?
I'm sitting next to her crotch spawn, so.
Yeah.
That's so. Okay, fair. And with that,
all caps time.
All caps time. If you would be so inclined, please tell us more about Loonycon.
Well, you see, it's an online cartoon-based convention for anyone who enjoys the lovely classics like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, or modern hits like Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Steven Universe, or Gravity Falls. Right now we've got panels going on all day, and we will be continuing tomorrow. There's a gaming track for anyone who wants to play some fun games, as well as a relaxed track where you can watch all those amazing cartoons. And of course, we've got panelists and vendors. Vendors are really having fun in the vendor chats, showing all of their amazing products. And the panelists, I believe right now we've got Aficionados Chris doing his panel. So, yeah.
And, how would someone go about accessing this if they wanted to check it out?
Well, you can find Loonycon on Twitter at Loonycon, or you can go to our website, loonycon.com. And our schedule information is up there, as well as our vendors list. And further information on our scheduling. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And I have to ask you now, what is the best golden age of Cartoon Network cartoon?
I would say back when Foster's was being made.
Oh, that's lovely. You're a Foster's fan?
Yeah.
Who is best friend?
Best friend? I'd say Wilt.
Well,
Wilt's a very good character.
he's a very good. His movie was really lovely. If anyone hasn't seen it, I recommend it heavily.
Yes,
I've seen it.
Wilt's Grand Adventure. What was it again?
Good Will's Hunting.
Good Will's Hunting. Yes.
That pun. I'd forgotten it was that pun. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love the show, and then once it was done, I was sad, but then I was happy again when I realized all the art of Frankie that was coming out, and I'm like, nice. I like the show again.
Yeah, there's been a resurgence of Frankie art.
Welcome to the internet. We'll take
Yep.
your past childlike fun and make it terrible.
I in fact still have so much merchandise of cheese from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends in my home as an adult.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I ever liked that character.
I was a nightmare about it because like I had friends. I was in college when cheese was a big thing. So I would just be like at the dining hall and I'd have like this tiny horse and I just go and like just do it to like, oh my god, stop! I'm like, no, it's great, shut up.
Hey Loony, did you know that Lauren Faust recycled the brother from Foster's Home in MLP?
She did?
Yeah, he's the red dragon, the bully dragon. What's his name again? That's him. The same messed up teeth. Garble. That's him.
Garble. Huh.
Same messed up teeth, same eyebrows.
Yeah, now that you say it, I kind of see it.
If you say so, Enigma. I think he's just the awful older brother archetype, which is pretty much in every.
When you said the brother, I'm like, wait a second. Do you mean Fluttershy's brother? I don't remember being neck to your son in Foster's.
There's ways that you can design a character in order to like get that vibe, and he just like empathizes that.
All I'm saying is, if we look at Lauren Faust's older brother and we see he's got crooked teeth and really thick eyebrows.
Oh yeah, then we'll know some shit. You're right.
Yeah.
Know some shit.
That deep insight.
Loony, would you create a horrible stereotype of one of your brothers and put them in a kid's cartoon?
Maybe, but only by accident, because like my brothers have a nice range to them. One of them was in the military, another one's really good with computers and technical stuff. Another one's kind of a bodybuilder, and one's a skateboarder. So,
geez.
You know, I got a nice range that I might.
A really weird cartoon about your family.
Family photos
could.
Must be very interesting. Like,
yeah, they are very interesting. Except for the ones where we're all in hockey jerseys.
That's adorable. Like I have a great family photo of all of us in hockey jerseys. Because half my family's Ducks fans, half my family's Sharks fans. Then my grandmother's standing between us, looking pissed off. It's great.
Yeah, sounds great.
But I know. And as far as what do you see on the horizon for you? What are your future do you have any projects you're working on currently or that are coming out soon?
Well, currently I've mainly been doing the Loonycon. For the next one, I'm hoping to get more cartoon guests, as well as expanding what is already there with the programming, with the vendors, with with merch. I hope to potentially get Loonycon merch out. I've experimented with some badges for Loonycon that are the if you've ever seen BabsCon badges, it's that angle. The horizontal is the longer side. Because I like that one better. It flips less. And yeah, it's just a matter of figuring out how to distribute that. And I'm also looking into potential ways that you could still get autographs, because I know with a lot of conventions canceled, the guests that you want to get autographs for, maybe you can't. So looking into ways of expanding that kind of stuff, the merchandise, the stuff that you can get from the con, and so on.
Speaking of that, I want to applaud you for all the amazing things that you're doing to try and keep people not just like in the United States, but literally around the world, trying to be included, keep that convention mindset, keep that fandom mindset, that togetherness, and doing everything that you're doing regarding Loonycon and trying to keep people together during the weird time the world's going through. And it's really awesome to find someone who's so authentic. Like you can reach out and like touch them from the other side of the screen, which is one of the reasons why these online cons are doing so well. I want to ask you probably the toughest question that you've gotten in these last 2 hours. How are you doing? And what are you doing to help yourself through this?
So I live in Utah, so we haven't had as big of an outbreak for the coronavirus compared to other states. But we did end up shutting down, and for me, that didn't change much because I work in plumbing, so we were considered an essential service, and I've still been going to work just to take care of any things that we needed to do. But I have seen a slight drop in hours, so I've been all right. I haven't had to worry too much. My expenses aren't a world breaking, so I've had the money to put aside to put into things like Loonycon, the website, the some of the marketing. I'm looking into potentially getting paying for some guests to attend, because I know they also lost the opportunity for those conventions. So trying to take what I have and give it out as best I can.
That's really special. Is there anything that you're doing right now that you could suggest to others, like, you know, taking a moment a day to like go outside or something like that, or like, you know, taking a moment to exercise or eat healthy? What would you suggest for the people who are still kind of at home and those who are obviously going to this convention?
Yeah, I'd say going outside for a couple hours a day, especially if you're cooped up, if you have nothing else to do, taking some time to go outside, get some fresh air, and like get away from just the computer, could be very useful. It lets you think, and it can it can be healthy to have that time away from the computer. So that's the main thing I'd recommend, is have some fresh air. Don't stay cooped up. It can get very boring.
Drink some water, do a little exercise or something like that, you know?
Yeah, and as you do for most conventions, 6 hours of sleep minimum, 2 meals a day, and 1 shower. Even if you're at home, you got to take care of your physical well-being, because it affects every part of your life. If you don't take care of yourself, you might not sleep well. You might not have as much to enjoy about your day, because you know, just the way you take care of yourself affects how you feel.
Mm-hmm. I know I, for one, haven't showered in about 21 days, and my beard is absolutely ridiculous. And I saw the funniest shit I have ever seen recently.
Oh, God.
Are you aware of what I'm talking about?
Maybe, I don't know.
Pickles Rickus?
I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
I'm more mad that you had a shitty setup for that. Like,
we
so many better ways you could do that.
Somehow. Oh, yes, without a doubt. But, Loony, as we're in the last 5 minutes, is there any last inspiring words that you can leave us with for those who are at home, or, you know, they're looking for things to do, or even just like, hey, check out my Patreon?
I do have a Patreon if anyone wants to support that. It's kind of been dead for a while, just like my YouTube channel. But always, it never hurts to reach out to people and to talk, to find ways of interacting with people when you're so isolated. So that's the big thing that I'd recommend. Stay social. Don't fall further and further into yourself, and fight depression with fun experiences.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'm sure people have listened to my terrible voice long enough. Flam, I'll hand it back to you.
Very well then. So that being said, I believe that is all the questions that we currently have. And yeah, unless are there any more questions from the chat that I missed?
Nope, that's all, and we're just about out of time, so that's perfect.
Alrighty, then I guess we'll call it here. So Loony, I'm sorry, what?
I will say thank you to Alex _ for being our top bits donator this cast.
Awesome. Thank you again, our favorite intern and British person. And with that, Loony, thank you so much for joining us.
Always glad to join people.
Yeah, you're a pleasure to have on and discuss turtle fornication with.
Yeah.
And with that, this has been the Barcast, everyone. Your bartenders were Anon Pencil, Enigmatic Otaku,
I'm Buzz Lightyear. I come in pies.
Flutter Priest,
Hi.
I was expecting you to go, hey. Okay. Milk.
I was here.
And, of course, Ravage.
Huh? What? I wasn't paying attention.
I am the Flammenwerfer. This has been the Barcast. Stay home, save lives. Have a good night,
Wash
everyone.
your goddamn fucking hands.
And